is what I am. Rumi, no. You knew I was a mistake from the very start.
How lonely would it feel to be the only individual like yourself on the planet? Would you question your existence or wonder if there was something wrong with you? If other films with similar stories are anything to go by, the answer is yes. People often fear what they don't understand, and that's the dilemma Rumi faces when she's outed as a half-demon in K-pop Demon Hunters. Although Celine raised her to fight alongside Mira and Zoey to protect their world, she keeps her father's identity a secret because she knows they won't understand. More importantly, she also fears what her markings might indicate about herself, as she actively shuns and hides that darker part of her. However, I can't help thinking Rumi's life would have been easier had she met someone like Jinu earlier in life. Someone who understood what Gwi-Ma's markings truly meant and how they harm an individual. Instead, Rumi is painted as the only half-demon in the narrative, like a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. However, I think half-demons aren't as rare as we're led to believe, and in today's video, I'll explain why, including why we might see more in the sequel.
Are you a prisoner too? Is Gwi-Ma making you do this?
Number 1. Rumi's missing father. We know very little about Rumi's parents, who remain one of the few mysteries from K-pop Demon Hunters. She and Celine rarely mention her biological parents, despite their legacies and bloodlines playing such a pivotal role in Rumi's life. I suspect their silence was an intentional choice from the writers, in part to keep from overshadowing the main plot, but also to reserve their story for another film where Rumi can dive into her family's past and learn more about herself. It also makes more sense for her to learn more about her father after she's embraced and connected to her demon side, as it would be difficult for her to hide that part of herself while doing so. The first film does confirm that Rumi's mother dies when she's young, either when she's still a baby or when a little older. Rumi's father isn't in the picture, which leaves Celine as her primary caregiver. However, there's no explicit conversation or scene that explains what happens to Rumi's father. Most fans assume, and I did the same after my first watch, that Rumi's father died at the hands of hunters. But the ambiguity leaves room for him to return in the sequel. There are many reasons he could have left Rumi behind. As a demon, hunters could have forced him into Gwi-Ma's realm for imprisonment. He might have willingly gone into hiding to avoid capture, or he could have become a recluse to hide his connection to Rumi from Gwi-Ma. After all, Gwi-Ma forces demons into submission by invading their minds and memories, which would have made it easy for him to learn about Rumi and her life on Earth. Now that Huntrix has defeated Gwi-Ma, created a stronger Hun Moon, and outed Rumi as a half-demon, there's no reason for her father to remain in hiding if that's where he went. He could return to the land of the living or try to connect with Huntrix for the first time, to see the woman Rumi turned into. Although she's a hunter, if he's a demon with a good heart like Jinu, then he could prove an invaluable ally. Also, if he felt comfortable enough living among humans before, it's possible Rumi's not the only child he wanted to protect by going into hiding. The sequel might introduce siblings or half-siblings that Rumi doesn't know about.
But I never thought that would be a child like you.
Number 2. Rumi went undetected. If Rumi's father did go into hiding to protect his memories and guilt from Gwi-Ma, then he's likely one of the main reasons that the Demon Lord didn't know about Rumi's secret until she met Jinu. It seems like Gwi-Ma knows of every demon and can keep tabs on them when they travel to Earth. We witness him summon Jinu back to his realm on more than one occasion, where he comments on or criticizes his activities. However, Gwi-Ma admits that Rumi is a demon whom he can't detect or control. Her existence seems like a rarity, and although she resists his control, he's not concerned. After all, how much harm can one individual do to an army of thousands? Once Gwi-Ma learns about Rumi's existence and the source of her shame, he still struggles to control her. He can't summon her to join his forces, and she doesn't become hypnotized like Mira or Zoey. Instead, she leaves the Idol Awards to confront Celine, using her abilities with free will. The reason Gwi-Ma can't control Rumi is likely because she's a half-demon, meaning her human blood and hunter training allow her to resist his power. It also means that other half-demons throughout the world could go under the radar, living peacefully beside their human family members without anyone knowing. There have to be other half-demons throughout the world. Hunters have existed for centuries, and their continued fight against Gwi-Ma is because demons continue to slip past the Hun Moon to invade their world. Rumi's father and Jinu can't be the only ones to form connections with humans, and the children they leave behind might have lives where they hide their extraordinary abilities or use them for various reasons. Perhaps there's a criminal who can teleport between heist points, or a local hero who is uncharacteristically strong. In the sequel, Rumi might dedicate time to finding more people like herself.
I just want to talk.
Talk?
About your patterns? But first, I want to talk about those pants.
Number 3. Unexplored Demon World. Half-demons are an entire subsection of the K-pop Demon Hunters universe that has gone unexplored, but that's not the only part of the franchise that fans want to see more of. Most of the first film takes place on Earth, as Huntrix and the Saja Boys compete to become the top K-pop performers in the world. We see them navigate game shows, fan events, and packed venues, with most of their fans being purely human. The film is also very modern as it takes place in the present day, with occasional flashbacks into the past to show significant moments for characters like Jinu, who lived centuries before. As such, his clothing in the demon realm reflects the clothing he might have worn in life. And it seems like the same is true for most of the demons, who all have differences in appearance and power based on what they are and where they're from. The most we see of the demon world is before Gwi-Ma, where the demons gather to hear him speak. They don't travel from this dark and dismal meeting spot, so we don't see how their society functions or if families exist among them. The most insight we receive comes from Jinu, who paints demons as victims that can't escape Gwi-Ma, even if they want to. Demons may have families, including children with human blood. Gwi-Ma might hunt for half-demon children, bringing them back to his realm to serve his cause. I can't imagine hunters would support humans who have relationships with demons either. As their sworn enemies who take innocent lives, most hunters live with the notion that demons should be eradicated and are irredeemable. Even Celine, who promised to care for her friend's child, struggled to accept Rumi. It's likely that any hunter who came across a half-demon also eradicated them on the spot, sending them to be taken by Gwi-Ma. Celine's connection to Rumi could be the only thing that saved her from being found out like the others.
I let you keep that voice, Jinu, and you dare to mock me with it?
Number 4. Rumi's narrative foil. Outside of it making sense, given how long demons have interacted with humans, having another half-demon appear in the sequel would make a considerable impact on Rumi and her narrative. For most of her life, she felt isolated and alone, even when she had the other members of Huntrix to rely on. She feared who she might become if she stayed off the hunter's path, so she pretended that her demon markings didn't exist and became the leader Celine trained her to be. Needless to say, she has some severe pressure on her shoulders, but despite it, she never strayed from the light. Rumi wanted to be a force for good and protect others. Her core desires never changed, even when Jinu betrayed her at the Idol Awards, or she lost her friends after. Rumi chose to confront Gwi-Ma on her own, even if that meant relying on her new demonic powers to stand a fighting chance. Another half-demon could have a completely different belief system, and they could use their powers to do more harm than good. Rumi's inner strength comes from growing up beside hunters, people with a strong sense of justice and honor. An average human with demon blood might doubt their ability to be good, and if they experienced cruelty or fear from others, they could learn to embrace that darker narrative. In the end, Rumi and Huntrix might have to teach them that their human side is stronger than they realize.
What you really are.
They do.
And the whole moon is gone.
Logically, it would be impossible for Rumi to be the only half-demon in history. There was a time before hunters existed and demons preyed on humans unchecked, meaning they could manipulate innocent people or have families with them, placing themselves in higher positions in society to gain more power and social standing. In the modern day, with most demons stuck behind the Hun Moon, it would be harder for half-demons to go unnoticed or to exist. But there have to be other demons like Jinu, who learn to regret their past mistakes and want nothing more than to forget their greatest shame. These demons might be more human than we realize, willing to do anything to atone and capable of forming meaningful relationships with humans. Rumi's father could have been one such demon who betrayed Gwi-Ma in favor of his new family. Do you think there are more half-demons out there? Should Rumi meet them in the sequel? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.
You deserve it.
Me? Oh, no, I couldn't possibly. Just kidding, road me. I'm a 34 short, please.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
That was weird. Good thing we're taking a break.
Yeah, sounds like you need the rest.
Yeah, just need a little water.